Good morning, y'all. It's day two. Hi. If you have been here before, thank you for coming back. If this is your first time, welcome. Um, my goal is to do a video every day. Now, while we're in this coronavirus pandemic, it's a little easier, but I don't know how I'm going to keep that schedule up when life goes back, when it resumes, I guess, when things go back and I have to go back to work and back into the office, things like that. But while I can, my plan is to do a video each day. Now, what I realize is I should put more effort into planning, like an agenda or maybe some sort of structure for each video. I have not done that. If you saw yesterday's video, that's clear. And if you stay tuned for this one, you'll see that that's true too. I do have a few things I wanted to talk about after my initial video. But yeah, so again, this is learning. This is a journey that I'm taking and inviting you to come with. So it's not going to always be perfect. I mean, what journey is, there are going to be road bumps and probably days I'm not going to want to do it. But my prayer is that I press through and do it and do this consistently. Because again, my hope is that this can encourage others. That this can become kind of an open dialogue for walking out our faith. Yeah, no matter where you find yourself, a not a believer, wanting to learn more about Christianity, longtime Christian, but still like not really certain or not really wanting to commit to living it, or totally opposed to God, whatever it is. I think this can still be a time to talk about those things, and then just to get a more in-depth look at somebody who is committed and living it to the best, like learning to live it better, for sure. Like, not this place of I've arrived and I just know what I'm doing, but more committed than I used to be. Yeah. And prayerfully growing in commitment daily. So, yeah. A few things I realized after my video yesterday. One, so I'm going to get these two things out the way because they're the things that annoy me the most about yesterday's video. One, from this angle, most times when I talk, my mouth is pretty open, and you can see this jagged line of teeth, right? My bottom teeth are very crooked. I shouldn't say very, they're crooked though, because my wisdom teeth all came in, and at the time that they came in, they weren't affecting my alignment at all, but over time, they did. My bottom row is crooked now. They've been pushed out of alignment, but by the time that was happening, my parents had lost their jobs. Was I in college? I was either in college or headed to college. I must have been in college. And in any case, it was the time we didn't have insurance. And so I couldn't get it addressed. I didn't have insurance for a very long time. And I didn't have the money for things like fixing my teeth, getting braces, things like that, which I would still like to do at some point, or just remove my wisdom teeth. Anyway, it happened at a time where I didn't have insurance and couldn't cover it. And it just was not a financial priority at the time. But now in these videos, I can see it, and it bothered me initially when I watched the video back. I kept looking like, oh, Robin, those teeth are terrible. And then the weight that I can see in my face bothers me. Now, I don't say this from a place of like, oh, I think it's the worst thing that happened, or like I don't want to live this weight-conscious life. But the reality is, my weight has been a issue since I was young. And I'll probably go more in depth at some point, like just in the course of these videos, just being transparent. But I'm now at a place where, so right before this coronavirus pandemic started, I had joined a gym. I was doing better. I was being consistent. I love the gym. I really enjoy like a good workout on the machines. Like, I like to push my body. I like to my thought is, if I don't leave the gym in pain that day and probably the next day, I wasted time. I go to push my body. I go to do machines that I'm familiar with, but I go to like amp it up every time, like more weights, more reps. Like, if I can do like 100 adductors and hip abductors and adductors and like a back thing and do the stairs, like I try and push in the weight limits. I try to push in my reps. Like, I'll do the abductor, go walk, come back and do it again. Like, I try to find new machines. I really enjoy working out. I didn't know that in my younger years. I would not have probably put on all the weight I did over the years. But so there's that. There is a desire to be healthier, My weight does often fluctuate, which makes it super annoying to get dressed because like, oh, this fit 2 weeks ago, a month ago, and now it doesn't fit the same. Or just things like that that annoy me. You know, and I do think that there's a part of it. A good friend of mine, shout out to Tia, told me one time, and this was like maybe a couple years ago, that she thought I had body dysmorphia. She was the first person that ever told me that. I never heard that before, but I grew up being made fun of for my weight. And there was a time, I think it was right on 10th grade, I lost a bunch of weight. I don't know how it happened. I think I just lost a bunch of weight. I have this slight theory that like it was a year I started making, not the year I started making, but there was like a vending machine in our school that year, and I would eat these brown sugar and cinnamon Pop-Tarts. And so maybe they put something in the Pop-Tarts and made me lose weight, because that's all I was eating like during the daytime at school. I don't know. Well, that's the only thing I can think of that I did differently that year. I was a cheerleader, but I don't know. I guess I could have been a part of it too. We ran. I have no idea. In any case, I was made fun of for my weight for a long time, and it's always been a sensitive subject. You know, that was that thing that when somebody gets mad at me, they would go right to that, you know, because they knew like, oh, this is like the thing, you know, this is how we're going to get to Robin. And I would cry because, again, I'm a crier. And it just always bugged me, you know. And now I look back on pictures like I was not overweight. I mean, granted, there were some that, yes, I was. You know, I wasn't active. I had a very sedentary lifestyle. But there are some I looked at like from a couple years ago, like I was tripping for no reason. You know, like it's crazy. Even that is like a lie from the enemy, and something like a little seed that gets planted by people's words and expectations and how they respond to you that made me feel less than. And so it's something I still have to be mindful of, to not obsess about it. But I do want to be healthier. You know, I want to run for longer without being tired. I want to I want to be able to be more active without being worn out. Like, that's whack to me. Like, I love it in the gym, but I don't want to, like, in my daily life, I want to be able to stand for long periods of time and walk far and not give into, like, oh, I'm tired, like, whatever, you know? And I think I've definitely gotten better at that, but this coronavirus is messing me up a little bit. I don't necessarily like to walk in this area that I live in by myself, and I don't always have people that I can walk with. So I don't know. Now the buses aren't running as much, so it's been a little hard to get out. But yeah, it's okay. But I still have to say, when I looked at the video, the weight that I could see in my face bothered and still bothers me a little bit. And so those two things, my teeth and my weight, were like, oh my gosh, Robin, how are you going to angle the camera or like whatever? I was like, nope, I'm not going to change it. This is just me. This is just the reality of me. One day you guys may see me with the braces and I can tell you guys, look, it's working. Like, I'm doing something about it. And definitely in terms of my weight, this is also going to help me kind of like document that process, because I said this is going to be the year that I lose this excess weight and keep it off. You know, like, I got things I'm trying to do in life, and I'm not always going to be like, I refuse to just be obsessed with my weight the whole time, right? So part of that is me coming to grips with my body is going to be like my body. I'm not going to compare it to other people. I'm not going to like, man, I wish I looked like her. I wish I had her legs or her arms or her, you know, like whatever. I just refuse. But that's something that between me and the Lord I have to be committed to daily, because there's always opportunities to compare myself and to feel like I am, like, my body is somehow less than, you know? Yeah, and I don't want to do that, because first of all, comparison is so ugly, man. That's something that the Lord showed me, I think like a year or two ago, how that's crept in and affected so much of my life, so many relationships. It is ugly and ugh, like just gross. Just the different ways it manifests. But that's one way for me that I have to like always watch, to not compare my body to somebody else and feel some type of way about that. You know, like, that can be seeds of jealousy and insecurity, and like it just grows and grows and grows. And I just don't have time for that. I just don't. You know what I mean? Like, I want to go think about going to the beach and not worry about, you know, do I look fat in this bathing suit? Or I want to wear a new dress? Or I want to be able to go shopping and look forward to it, and not begrudgingly go into fitting rooms like, oh boy, let me just gird myself up, prepare mentally for this trying on clothes situation. Like, I don't want to do all that. That's such whack to me, you know. And some people may think like, oh, that's part of being a woman, and I reject it. I just reject it. No, that's not gonna be me forever. So part of that is accepting, like, Lord, the way you made me is beautiful. And I want to take good care of this body because this is a body you gave me. I want to be healthier. I have to eat healthier. I need to be more active. I need to not be so, like, content to not be active every single day. You know, like, I need I need every day to commit to going out and doing something, right? Like being active some way, working out here, going for a walk, something every day. I need to eat better, more greens, less ice cream. That's one thing. Listen, I really, really, really like ice cream. I'm trying to say I love ice cream because I should really love Jesus and love people. And ice cream, I should be able to differentiate. But let me tell you something, ice cream is so good. Ice cream is good, cake is good, chocolate is good, but ice cream is like my go-to. Anyway, that's changing. Yesterday, and it's funny because shout out to Tia if you're watching, because I told Tia I was going to have one last ice cream like weeks ago, maybe a week ago, and I had some last night. So keep me accountable, people. If you're out there, this could be really helpful. I'm going to just, if you want to comment every once in a while, you've been eating ice cream lately? I'll see the comments and I will respond honestly in the next day's video. So yesterday I had ice cream. That's my last ice cream. I also had pizza yesterday. So my last pizza for a while. I'm thinking at least, now my birthday's in June. I'm going to say at least until July. No pizza, no ice cream. Did you hear that noise? That was really me. I'm sorry. That was my annoyed noise. But yeah, and I really want to get into the point where I'm not eating dairy anymore. Just because I want to be mindful of like what my body is saying. What my body rejects, what it likes, what it doesn't like, what goes well. A couple years ago, I was both gluten-free and vegan. And as hard as it was, and as annoying as it was sometimes, those were personal choices because my body was like responding terribly. I was sick often. It was very bad, very uncomfortable, very embarrassing. Ugh, I hated it. It was awful. I didn't understand it at first, and then it just was like I just was sick all the time. Anyway, we'll go to that another time too, because I'm just not ready for it today. My point is, when I was vegan and gluten-free, that was probably the healthiest I've ever been in terms of energy, in terms of my skin, in terms of my hair, like just flourishing all around. And I want to get back to that. I don't like that I can sit here and say like definitively, yes, that was the healthiest, but I haven't gone back. Like I quit. Why did I quit? I just didn't want to anymore. Like that's not a good reason. You know what I mean? Like if I recognize this is healthier for me, this is me being a better steward of my body, and I opt not to because I don't feel like it, that's whack. I can't live my life based on feelings. I have to live it based on what God wants, and just being willing to submit to that, to say like, I may want this, I may feel this, but God, if you say this, I got to bring this up here every time, So yeah, so you'll be able to watch my journey with that, join in. I can keep you posted to whatever degree. I mean, I'm gonna just say what I'm gonna say. But you can always ask questions and we can talk more about it. What am I gonna do today? I don't know. Active wise, what I'm gonna do today? I have no idea. I'll probably do some workout in my house. I have some weights, some kettlebells, and a couple of videos that I got on Amazon that I can watch and do a couple lightweight things. And we'll see. We'll go from there. I am looking forward to when the gym opens again. I really am. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to going back to work, if I'm honest. But I am looking forward to the gym being open again. That's the thing I'm looking forward to the most, I think. Is the gym. The gym. I was doing so well. I was being consistent. Anyway. But so those two things, like, or I'm moving my weight mostly, is something that I'm going to also use this vlog to help with, in terms of just tracking progress there, and then accountability. But also, the Lord really has been helping me get free, from people's opinions and from feeling like I have to look perfect and be at this place. Like when I saw my teeth and I saw my weight in the video yesterday, I did think about them like, oh man, that's annoying to me. Like, and I did think like, how can I change that? But aside from being healthier, I don't want to lose weight for this video. You know what I mean? Like, and there are other things like that I think about when I want to lose weight, but I want to be mindful that first I'm being healthy, right? For God, to be a good steward of this body. And then for my future, just my future and just life is, just life anyway, but I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to change angles. I'm not going to speak with a less full mouth. In fact, look, here, that's my teeth. That's just the reality of my teeth right now. All this in here, all these cheeks, they're just there. It's fine, it's fine. I do plan to lose weight, but I'm not going to obsess about it. I'm not going to worry about people's opinions of me or whatever. Like, it's okay. but every day it's a moment by moment process, honestly, to not get fixated on those things. But again, this is about a journey and transparency, and yeah, I mean, I'm gonna welcome you in, and that's that. I do realize there are a couple things in my life I'm not gonna talk to you about, or at least I'm not, this is YouTube, right? Anybody has access to this, so I'm not gonna just put my social security number and like, everything out here like that. But I do want to give you guys a full view of things. So like relationship status and frustrations and goals and dreams and things I'm working through, things the Lord is working on me with. So yeah, pride, things that I would be embarrassed to talk about. Like, it's funny because a while ago, somebody from our church talked about this like hiding that people do, whether in conversation or just in general, like this like almost like blending into, like, you see that meme with like Homer Simpson or whoever, I think it's Homer, that like blends into the bush and it's like, I'm just here. Like that kind of like feeling, in relationships and conversation. I realize I definitely have done that, where it's like, I so don't want people to reject me that I'll just not put forward all of the real me, so that they don't, if they reject me, it's less painful in theory, right? But oh man, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, hiding. So I think that's what I was saying. Anyway, my purpose is to not hide. My purpose is to move forward with this vlog, and to not hide. Guys, I really forgot my train of thought there. That's not good. Yeah, so I guess we can just end this video because I forgot what I was going to talk about. I think that was mostly it, though, honestly. Just admitting and saying and confronting right out, like, this is me. This is where I am. These are things that I'm uncomfortable with, even in this process of vlogging, But I'm committing to doing this because A, it could help somebody else. B, it could help me. And that's enough, And ultimately, I should say this in every video. Ultimately, the purpose of this is to bring glory to God. I believe and have found in my own life and others that as long as I submit to God, the more I submit to God, the more I commit to obedience, and doing things His way and not my own way, the more good happens that I can then point back to God. Not that everything's easy, but I look at my job. That job, let me tell you something. The job I have, God gave me that job. And to me, it blows my mind because literally I got this job because I got a text about the job. And the opening, I sent in my resume, and maybe 3 days later, I had an interview. Within a week, I got the job, and I wasn't even looking. Not like that. I wanted one. Like, you had this idea, like, I like a new job, but I wasn't like putting feet to the ground. I wasn't like submitting like that. I had to update my resume. Like I hadn't updated it since I got the job. I was only in that job. I was in it for like a year. Oh, was it less than a year? I think it was less than. Was it less than a year? Maybe it was a little more than a year. A little over a year. But man. Oh yeah, because I started in May and I left in June of the following year. A little over a year. But y'all. So things like that, right? Like, but that was submission. And even, yeah. There's a whole lot in there. But obedience and submission honors God. It's important to Him. And he wants to do good things with our lives, but what kind of parent rewards disobedience? Honestly, like what good parent rewards disobedience time and time again? And I've lived a lot of my life being disobedient. And it wasn't always like I'm just going to disobey God, but this is how it sounded was, this makes more sense to me, or I feel like doing this, or I want to just do this, or there was no thought, it was just do. And so, my goal in sharing my life is to open up and let you know some ways in which I failed, because there have been many. I made many mistakes that I wish I could take back, and I cannot. I believe that God will use those things in my life and in the lives of others, as long as I'm willing to share the wisdom I've learned, the lessons I've learned, the things that the Lord has shown me since then, and just His grace towards me in the midst of my mistakes and poor choices. But yeah, God gets the glory of our lives if we're willing to submit and be obedient. And really, he'll get the glory out of people's lives, even if they won't be obedient, but there's no benefit for them, right? There's no benefit for me if I'm disobedient. But God is still God, and he's worthy of glory anyway, you know, like, because he's God, and he can do what he wants. So yes, I think that's it for today. My plan is to spend some more time on, like, structure for tomorrow. Because if I don't, it's going to be another video of me kind of coming in here and saying, like, I don't really know what to talk about. But also, I want to spend more time in prayer. Help me commit to that, too. Like, help me, keep me accountable with that. If you're out there. Just to spend more time in prayer about this, about what God wants to say each day, you know, because he wants to talk each day, right? So if I'm endeavoring to speak every day, I want to speak from a place where this is something that God put on my heart and God showed me, not just like how I feel. Let me tell you something. This vlog, if it becomes all feeling based, it's going to be trash. It's just going to be trash. You feel free to just comment just trash bins. Because that's not life for people. That's not life-giving. It's just my feelings. They go up and down. But God is good always. And so, yeah, I want to hear from God. And I want to be able to share that with you guys. The things I've already heard, but then I want, more things. Like God may say one day, put this in your video. And I may not know why. But I want to be obedient and in tune and on time. So that way, those who hear are able to benefit. And then even if sometimes you ever like be in a situation where you say something and you're like, yo, where'd that come from? But it's so like significant that you said that, or you like admit something that you realize is like been on your heart for a long time, or like comes from this inner place of like, yo, what? I wasn't prepared for that level of honesty to just spew out. But I believe that God will give us things sometimes and we don't always understand why. But yeah, I want to be able to process these things and hopefully help somebody else. But I'm going to be honest, if at the end of this, my only viewer is Lillian, that's fine. That's okay. Because I believe that God is going to help me in this. Help me be more bold. Help me be more transparent. Help me grow. Help me not be in the same place that I've been, because I feel like you can help me. I don't want to say feeling too much, but I know for me, God is building in me a greater desire to grow. If I, in 6 months, look back on this, and I'm talking about the same old thing, or if I, just gained all this weight and just stopped trying and I lost my job because I was late all the time and my room is a mess in the background, like, that's whack. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to use this and look back and be like, Lord, but look what you've done with my life. Because I'm finally in a place where I'm like, I just want to do things your way. I'm not going to be afraid to mess up. I'm not perfect, and I'm going to mess up, but I'm going to take my mess ups to you. I'm going to be accountable to authority. I'm going to take things on the chin. Yeah. I will say this. One thing that I'm dealing with right now in life is rejection. To me, it is... this is dramatic, right? This is dramatic what I'm going to say, but I'm going to just say that what came to mind. It's the worst level of rejection because it's from people who have known me over years and have decided I actually don't want to do the work for a friendship. And I can't say I fault people like that. Honestly, it's made me look at myself and my own habits and patterns in relationships and want to address them. But I say that to say that that's something, rejection is something that's been evident in my life over the years, since I was a very little girl. And this is something the Lord is really working with me to free me from, because what happens is when you endure rejection from a young age and consistently over your life, it becomes these like you heard that term, the rose-colored glasses that you see everything through and everything looks a little bit pinker, a little bit more rose-colored. That's like how rejection is. It has been for me, right? Where like when you're rejected so young and those seeds kind of grow and then there's more rejection that piles up on top of that and it just kind of grows like a wild ivy. It becomes, I started to see all relationships through that lens of like, eventually you're going to leave. Eventually, the more time we spend together, the more transparent I am, the more you know about the real me, you're going to be like, oh, actually, don't really think that this is a worthwhile investment. I'm going to go. Or this is too hard. Or you're too emotional. Or, you're too much work, or, you know, whatever. And, yeah, listen, I know I'm not perfect. I'm well aware. But, yeah, I think I've definitely approached many relationships, maybe all of them to some degree, with like this fear of, if you get to know the real me, if I show you too much, you'll decide it's not worth it and you'll leave. And it would be crushing every time. It would crush me. I mean, it would crush me. It would crush me. If it was too much at one time, it would send me this state of depression. And it was just like, you know, don't get out of bed, don't want to eat, like just mess. And climbing out, I wouldn't say this last time was that bad, but it wasn't. This last time was not that bad. But it's forced me to really focus on the fact that God says in his word, he describes us as accepted in the beloved. You know, like the fact that Christ went to the cross for us means that I have an open relationship with God, and he loves me. He said I was worth it enough for him to send his son to die on my behalf. And meditating on that, on just the love of God, it helps. It really helps. Sorry, you know, I don't know enough about rejection to go into everything that entails in this video. It's already super long. This is 26 minutes I've been talking to you guys, or to myself. But we'll talk about that at some point. Sorry, I feel like this has been all over the place. I'm gonna really try and sit down and have a structure for tomorrow. I can't promise that I will, but I'm gonna try to. In any case, sorry, I'm just banging on this tray table here. In any case, that's today. Thanks for checking out. Feel free to leave a comment, or yeah, I like to hear feedback. You know, do you listen? Is this interesting? Is there something you want to talk about? I would like to do some like cool graphics or something. Like if I talk about harvest time, my church have like a little picture here to point to. Imagine a little picture here, a little graphic or something. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know how to do any of those things yet. None. This is very basic. I press this button and the video starts. I press it again and it stops. Even uploading this video yesterday was like a journey. I didn't know what I was doing. In any case, I would like to do fun things like that, you know, as this grows. And maybe tomorrow I'll talk about dreams and, you know, just my ideal life, because I feel like that's good to process. Sometimes it's gonna be just me processing verbally. It may not, like, you may look at this like, why is she talking about this? We don't care, but that's fine. Sometimes it's gonna be me verbal processing. Anyway, this is such an adventure, y'all. I tell you, because you couldn't have told me I was gonna do this a few weeks ago. I'd been like, no, for what? But it's been cool. It's been cool. Anyway, thank you. I don't know what to title this message. I'm gonna probably just do the date. I don't know. I mean, I'll probably just write the date and then come up with some sort of title later. Or, all right, Lord, what should the title be? Honestly, this is honestly happening. I looked over and saw my lavender plant, and I almost said lavender, but I didn't talk about lavender at all, and that would be confusing. So, anyway. You guys have a great day. Look, I'm almost at 29 minutes. This is crazy. I'm gonna go. Bye.